How's it going, everybody? It's me, the Runescape historian, back with a new video. Before we hop into the video, as always, I want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons. They help me out a ton, whether it's with the Discord or anything else, really. I also want to thank each and every one of you for simply clicking on the video or watching it. Thank you guys. Also, since this is somewhat of a sensitive topic and a controversial one, some people are all for buying gold to save time. It is against Jagex's in-game rules. I do not encourage anybody to do it, and I do not condone the buying or selling of gold myself. I'm simply doing this as an educational video, and for both of us to kind of take a look, myself and you guys, to take a look at how the price of gold has evolved over the years. We're going to take a look at old school when it first came out in 2013 all the way up to now and see how the prices have fluctuated during the various years. We might take a look at RS3's prices as well and kind of compare them and maybe explain why they are what they are. I'm not going to be focusing on RuneScape Classic or pre-EOC and early RS2, as that would make for a much longer video, and finding stuff on RuneScape Classic such as gold values, etc. is very, very hard, even with things such as the Wayback Machine. And as an additional precaution, I'm going to try not to show any of the website names or logos in any of the clips, because I don't want to give them any extra promotion. I'm fully aware this is not going to stop people from going to the websites and buying gold, but chances are if they're willing to do that, they were going to do it without this video. I'm not promoting gold buying. I'm simply going over the prices and how it's kind of interesting. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Gold buying allows players to skip large portions of the game where they would otherwise spend dozens if not hundreds of hours getting some of the top tier items for PVM and other activities. However, this goes without saying, this comes with a risk. Not only are you at a risk of getting your account banned due to real world trading, rightfully so, it is against the rules. Some of these websites seem pretty shady, and if they point you in the wrong direction, or let's say you enter the same password, let's say they make you create an account and you enter the same credentials that you would use for your RuneScape account for some god-awful reason, you're putting your account at risk as well. Something similar to this happened in 2009. It was all over the news. It's a freaking gem. I'm going to go ahead and play some of it, and I'm going to kind of shut up. Basically, the kid spent $140 he real world traded with money he got from Christmas, and was led to another site and got hacked. So this is an absolute gem from 2009, and yeah.
Think of all the security dangers we've exposed involving online games and interactive sites. This one tonight is different. ABC 15 investigator Joe Ducey takes us into a fake world, creating real problems for one local family.
He was so upset. I mean, he was just heartbroken. I mean, this was his whole Christmas.
She's talking about real money lost in a virtual world, a world set in medieval times. It's where an 11-year-old like Timmy Easter of Gilbert can act like someone much older, catching shark.
Every shark you catch,
it's worth 1,000 coins.
Fighting enemies.
you killed him?
Yeah.
And gaining points and powers each time.
Timmy is so good at it that people ask him for help.
He spent years gaining a high level in an online game called Runescape. Timmy and his family recently learned this virtual world is full of some real-life dangers.
He said, "Excuse me, Health Slayer, can I speak to you for a moment?"
Timmy says another player started a conversation asking him to do something rare.
"Would you like to join the clan called the White Legion?"
Timmy said, sure. The player led him to a different site. Turns out it was a fake Runescape site.
This is the real one. This is a fake one.
Go back to the real, fake.
You can see there are only subtle differences between the two. In just minutes, Timmy's password was hacked, stolen. His account with all these points and belongings emptied out.
It's your items, and to have someone steal it without hesitation, it's just wrong.
You may be thinking, who cares? It's just fake points in a make-believe world, but it costs $60 a year to play, hours of time to gain power, and there are dozens of websites offering coins to use in RuneScape for a fee.
Then at Christmas it was coming up, and I told everybody, all the relatives, give him cash.
Grandmother Claire Kephart says Timmy received and spent $140 real to buy virtual swords and armor, making him more powerful in the game. All of it's gone.
Gone in one day because this kid took it. And it's it's sad that this has to happen because there's so many kids that are on this site.
Alright, we're back. Normally that clip is much longer than something I would typically use, but I believe it ties into real world trading pretty well, and it's an absolute gem and a blast from the past. At least it was for me when I found it while I was researching. So real quick, what the hell are we looking at here? Well, this is the homepage of a gold buying website, and again guys, I've tried my best to block or cut out the site name. You can still find these websites. I'm sure somebody will. I'm sure somebody will tell me I missed something. I probably did, so it happens. But anyways, this looks to be pre-EOC, and as you can see here, it is roughly 90 cents per mil. So just kind of keep that in mind as we venture on into the next clip just to see the distinct differences. Alright, I timed this perfectly on this specific website. Both the same website, one during some sort of Christmas special after EOC hit, and the clip you just saw before this one was before EOC. So the price is $4.79. I believe I misspoke. So you're looking at roughly right under 50 cents per mil. So almost cut in half right there. And that's crazy. That's just off of the Evolution of Combat update. So this is the most interesting part of the video in my opinion, because I found this right after with the Wayback Machine, found this website, this gold selling website, right very shortly after Old School was released, within a few days. So you see here 10K gold, I believe, was $5 and some odd cents. The 20K is $10, 30K is $15. So just based on those prices we just saw and comparing them to this, the pre-EOC and EOC versions of RuneScape, the black market gold value was much lower. Of course, it's because Old School just released around this time, but it is still crazy to look at these prices and kind of think to yourself who would pay this. And again, this isn't me crapping on anyone who buys gold. I get that it can be addictive probably, and you know, you get that instant gratification without having to really work all those hours for it in game. I'm not here to crap on anybody. I'm just here to look at these prices and point out how ridiculous they were for the time because of the initial release and lack of liquid gold in the game. Also, keep in mind, this is before Grand Exchange was even out, of course, on Old School. So getting liquid gold was much harder, and a lot of people within the first even few days did not have high alchemy, so very low amounts of liquid gold coming into the game. So it results in 1 mil costing well over $500, which is just crazy to think about. I mean, for me, that's groceries for a month roughly, if not longer. So I feel like I've droned on too long about this. I'm going to wrap it up in the next minute or two, I promise, guys. So right here is from April. If you didn't know, Old School was released in February of 2013. So a little under 2 months after, and you can just see, because of the liquid gold that has traveled into the game, how much this black market value has dropped significantly. So 2.1 is 50, whereas before 1 mil was 500. So it's just crazy how quickly these things change. So to close things out, we have present day. It is still very much a problem in the game. People real world trade all the time. I would highly advise anyone watching this not to buy gold, not to real world trade. You risk your account in one way or another every single time. Do not do it. This is not me promoting gold selling sites. Do not buy gold. And like anything with instant gratification for very little work that gives you pretty much anything in a game, I imagine this could ruin your experience with the game. Just imagine this. So judging by these rates, you swipe your card for, or put in your card for 12 USD, that will give you roughly 20 mil. Why the hell would you want to do Vorkath for 10 hours roughly on an average account? Like, it's pretty good at Vorkath. Why the hell would you want to do that when you could just put in your card info? And that's probably going to be your mindset on everything in the game. It will ruin the game experience for you because of this, unless you have some severe amount of self-control, which most people just do not have. But anyways, guys, I've rambled on far too long. That's going to be about it for me. This is the RuneScape Historian checking out. I will see you in the next video. Probably going to be out tomorrow or the next day. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Later.